Hello and welcome to the conversation. We are back for another episode. Thank you for joining us. And as always, the gang is here with us. The Jeffrey Fauntleroy.
Namaste.
And after a little short break, got D. Marcus Smith back in the house.
Did you miss me?
And the voice known as Greg Kirkland
Hello?
in his Adele voice.
Oh, wow.
Look, we got a lot to talk about, so we're going to get right into it.
Yes,
But
sir.
look, first I want to talk about something. All of y'all are phenomenal gentlemen, and you didn't get to where you were without somebody impacting your life in a major way. So I want to find out what person has had the most impact on your life. Jeff?
Well, I can't base it to pin it down to a person. I would have to say the neighborhood I was raised in. My neighborhood, the west side of Atlantic City, shout out. It taught me love, loyalty, and legacy. Love, loyalty, and legacy. It was a phenomenal neighborhood that had various facets that I needed at certain points of time. And even my trip down the wild side was reserved enough and respectful enough to continue in the love, loyalty, and legacy realm that I carry to this day.
Okay, that's good. That's good. DeMarcus?
One man, John Edward Smith Sr., a.k.a. Pete, a.k.a. Uncle Snuffy, a.k.a. my pawpaw. That's that
Uncle
guy
Snuffy.
right there, man. If you, South Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas, anywhere you saw him, you saw me.
Wow. That's good
Anywhere
stuff.
you saw him, you saw me. So he was like, he's number one
Yeah.
on the list.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
good stuff.
Greg?
That's an interesting question for me because I think like Jeff, I can see at different points in my life when different people had different impacts on me. Various mentors.
Yeah.
I'm learning now that you can have a mentor in every area. You don't necessarily have to have one, but you
Absolutely.
can have one in every area. So, of course, I would start with my dad. I'm his namesake. I'm Greg
Okay.
Kirkland Jr. So my dad, I remember sitting on his lap. My dad's a bass player, so he's always been a musician. So when I was a little boy, I would sit on his lap while he would do gigs and shows and things of that
wow,
sort. And then
okay.
he would put me in neighborhood talent shows and stuff. So coming up from there, but since then I've had so many great influences. Of course, Mr. Tyler Perry,
Right.
my brother J.J. Harrison
Right.
in the music arena, Kevin Bond. There's just several people that have truly had impacts on my life.
Gotcha.
That's what's up.
And I guess, like you, as many people, if I had to just say one, I'd have to say my mom.
Yeah.
Alma Terrell,
Yeah.
single parent,
Yes, sir.
raising two children. When she was 29, had two teenage children.
Wow.
Moved from up north way down here to Atlanta, just on faith, and
Sure.
carved out a life for her and us, and never looked back. So again, without that woman right there, it's just not. I'm not possible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not possible.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
Yeah. I
sir.
definitely had to include my mom in that.
yeah, absolutely.
Understood.
So again,
Yes,
Mom
sir.
Dukes was there.
and I think we can all agree, none of what we've been able to accomplish can happen on our own.
Never.
No.
Oh no.
It's not
Oh
possible.
no.
Just not, just
We
not.
all
just
stand
not
on
the
we
shoulders
stand on the
of so
shoulders.
many
of,
people.
Yeah,
like you said,
man.
a lot of people. A lot
Oh
of
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad I don't have to reveal them because
Absolutely.
you'd be amazed.
Absolutely.
But they all played a significant role.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And
Even to your point, even the hustlers
Yeah.
in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I
you the
mean.
way.
You learn.
Taught you the way.
Yeah.
You learn from those old hustlers in the
yeah.
neighborhood.
Taught you the way.
So because they would see you,
Yeah.
hey, look, run down the store, give you some cigarettes, stuff like that. But again,
Oh, yeah,
you
well,
cut your teeth
Yeah.
in those,
For sure. Yes,
with,
sir.
with those people. So it's just,
Yeah, man.
it's just great. So that's good. All right, y'all ready to get the conversation started?
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
All right, let's
go.
do it. Look, we're talking about friendships.
Wow.
Friends.
Friendship.
How many of us have them?
There's always one. So look, I think sometimes it's a word that's used too loosely
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
when you talk about friends. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that. What are the qualifications, number one, for friendship? What are the qualifications for, and you can think about
Sure.
friends that you have, or
Sure.
just what are some of the qualifications or some of the things that friends have done to become your friend?
Sure. I think it's you got to be trustworthy.
Yep.
You've got to be trustworthy with the things that I'm willing to share. If I feel like I have opened up my life enough to let you in, then I got to trust you. You got to be trustworthy that I don't have to worry about hearing what I've shared or the things that you've seen. You know, moments that we've had when it's just us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, I need to be able to trust that's between us.
Yeah, that's
know
a
what I'm
friend.
saying? Yeah.
And I've learned that happens organically.
Absolutely.
That you don't choose that.
Absolutely.
It happens organically where a person is invited to something, and from there's a little bit more trust gained.
Right.
From there,
I agree.
there's a little bit more trust gained.
I agree.
And then
I
from
agree.
there, you don't test it,
Right.
but you listen
Sure.
and you're aware
Yeah.
for the signs of
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
And then after a while, once you know it,
Sure.
you start bringing them in closer and closer to your circle,
I agree.
to the point where when you see their reaction,
Yeah.
and it's just, oh man, he's just cool.
Yeah.
Now, it don't happen with a lot of folk, but you don't want a lot of folk.
Right. Absolutely.
That's good.
Now, for me, you can have friends that do this, and then you got friends that do that.
Right.
And those
They don't
friends
necessarily.
don't,
Yeah.
but that's my friends for this.
Right.
That's my friends for that. And then you got friends like that's my peeps.
Sure.
And that's maybe a handful, but that normally for me,
Yeah.
that came from that's years. And we got stuff we going to the grave with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, we live by, and this, shout out to my boy Incognito. In college, we live by the saying, LIE, loyalty is everything.
Wow.
That's right.
And loyalty covered a lot of subjects: accountability, trustworthiness,
Yeah.
like my ride or die, etc. So I think for me, that is like A1.
Yeah.
And with the accountability, heavy on the accountability, because it's just like, I don't want you to just be loyal to me. I want you to make sure that I'm walking the straight path,
Absolutely.
vice versa.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's what we live by.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it has to be proven over time.
Yeah.
Jeff, you said it.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't come into the arena in 2 weeks.
No,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
I know my best friend who passed in 2020. You know, you talk when he died, that's 40. Over 40 years.
Yeah,
we,
man.
we were 11 years old.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So you're talking about a whole lot of
Oh yeah.
a whole lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that he took with him. That
Yeah, yeah.
It's a whole lot. A whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and I think people, again, I think the word is used so loosely where people just come in and they want to force their way
Yeah.
into that space.
Yeah.
And there's a couple different things with friends. There's some stuff you can tell your friend, hey, I'm telling you this, don't say anything.
Right. For
Not
sure.
because you think they will, but
Right.
some things you want to
gotta
make sure they put it in the back
It's
of the vault.
G14 class.
Right.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
put this
yeah.
in the back because I might tell Jeff something. If I don't say don't say anything, he would not just go out and talk about
Right,
it.
for
But
sure.
if the subject came up, he might say, "Oh yeah, Ron had that happen to him."
right.
But if I say, "Hey, I'm just telling you
Right,
this,"
right.
he knows even if that subject
Right.
comes up,
Right.
we don't.
And I see also you got boys, like that's my boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, that's
Right.
my dog
That's
right
my
there.
brother.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I know you got to move on, but one thing I think is important too is that a friend knows the true you.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because for example, I am a gospel singer. I'm in church. We in ministry.
Yep.
That's what I do for a vocation. So a person who expects me to only be preacher Greg.
That's good. That's good. There's a whole nother.
Oh, listen.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
man.
my friends
Yeah.
know And I mean, not to say that I'm two different people,
Right,
but
right,
you
right.
understand what I'm saying.
But don't hold
My
you to that
friends
because
know.
again, your
Yeah.
friends know that
Yeah.
if I go out,
That's what you
Exactly.
do.
and I want to have a drink,
Exactly.
Yeah.
don't look at me and say,
Right.
"Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
oh,
exactly.
yeah, it's that."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got
Once
you.
Sunday
Yeah.
morning service is over.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what you do.
Right.
That may not be who you are.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Let me. Okay. Next question. Do we want our friends to agree with us or hold us accountable for our mess?
Hold us accountable.
Hold you accountable.
Yeah, I got friends that
that's
we
true
argue.
friendship.
I mean, we
Yeah.
argue.
That's a good friend.
I mean, we fight,
For sure.
but we disagree.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I'd rather you hold me accountable
Man,
Absolutely.
than
listen.
agree with me.
But I ain't asked for no fan. I asked for a friend.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
right.
So accountability,
Wow.
like y'all brother, y'all gonna hold me accountable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If Greg see me out in them streets, I ain't doing this. But he
Yeah.
see me out there in them streets, and he see me talking too long.
Yeah.
My expectation from G is like, hey man, what up, boy? Hey, let me holler at you for a second.
Yeah.
And then when I get close,
Absolutely.
Right.
he just gonna give me game.
Absolutely.
Like, boy, you
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
knock you out.
Oh, for sure.
No,
Yeah.
because I gonna say no because I know friendships break up
Yeah.
because I want somebody. Now, again, my close friends, there's a man code. We'll talk about that.
Yes,
you
sir.
I got you.
No doubt.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But
Right.
if you just want somebody to be a fan,
Right.
No.
then and you look at the celebrity world,
Right.
I think you see a lot of that where they have people around them that are around for what they have.
Right, right.
But what you need, at least some need, is somebody to say, "No, you ain't going to that spot tonight. You going,
Absolutely.
you getting this
Absolutely.
limo, and we going
Yeah.
to the, we going to the
Yeah.
hotel."
Well,
sure.
see, because
Yeah.
because I got you doesn't necessarily mean I don't check you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Even if
Right.
even if I don't
Right.
agree,
Listen.
Tweet that.
even if we
somebody.
got to
Yeah.
fight.
Listen, I got you don't necessarily
Yes,
mean I
sir.
don't check you.
Right.
See, I got you mean I'm going to check you, but you
Right.
can trust me
Right.
Yeah.
with what I might be checking you about.
Right.
It's still going to be between us.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's still going to be, you know
That's
what I'm saying?
good.
I'm not
Yes,
going to go and rat you out and squeal on
Yeah.
but I'm going to check you.
Yes, sir.
And you're
'Cause
not
you don't
going
know.
to hear, well, you remember the last time. No,
Right.
no, we're not doing
No,
that.
no.
See, and I mean, that's a great point. Like, even with my frat brothers, like, we tighten it. And it's to the point where even if I got to put my hands on you, at the
It is
end,
what
I'm
it
going to
is.
see you tomorrow.
It is
We're
what
going
it
to chop
is.
it up. It is what it is, but I'm going to protect you. So
Right.
I'd rather you fight me.
Listen,
That's right.
I tell my wife this all the time, and there ain't no shade. Email me because I'm about to make a statement. Email me. I'm about to make a
Email
statement.
him.
You know, women have a tendency to be catty.
Yeah. That's the truth. Outside.
Brother. Women have a tendency, I should say, to be catty, right?
Right.
You just notice how Jeff Fauntleroy has got his lip real tight. He is not touching that one. But go ahead,
But
Greg.
this is the point I'm making, though. Don't shoot me yet. Don't shoot me yet. But I'm
Boy, them
making
comments
I'm making
going crazy
I'm
right
making
now.
a point of what DeMarcus Smith just said, okay? This is what I'm saying. I tell my wife all the time, women have a tendency to be catty.
Right.
They just go back and forth and they pop off and rub their neck, turtle their neck, whatever you want to say, however you want to call it. Boys, if I got to put my hands on you
Yes, sir.
to let you know,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
but that's real boys.
Yeah.
After we done, one of my favorite scenes
Gonna
is
chop
the
it up.
scene in Lean on Me
Mm-hmm.
when Joe Clark and what's his name, Robert
Guillaume in the conference room.
Oh man,
Yeah.
and they had it out.
Yeah.
They had it out. And by the time it was done, Robert Guillaume, he made sure that it was understood that he was the H&I.
Yes, sir.
And you remember what he said as soon as he got done? He said, "Now come on, let's go.
Let's
get
go.
some eat."
That's
You
it.
think you bad, don't you?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's how. That's
Absolutely.
That's my
Yeah.
boy. That's my brother. I might
Yeah.
have to put my hands on you to get my point across,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
vice versa. But when we done,
We're going to chop it up.
we're gonna chop it. We're gonna squash it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be able to count. You got to be able to count on them. To hold you accountable. Again, now how you check me and where you check me,
Right.
Yeah.
is different.
It's all. It's
Yeah.
all-
But like you said, I don't need somebody around me because
Right.
again,
But a true friend will know that.
Will know
Right,
that.
They will know
My
that.
friend knows what to. I'm a divorcee and remarried.
Mm-hmm.
I always say when I got married the first time, for my groomsmen, I chose all my homeboys.
Yeah.
I chose everybody. These are my dogs. I chose everybody. Right. When I got married the second time, I chose all groomsmen who were mutual friends between my wife and I.
Yeah, that's good, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because I know that they love her just as much as they love me.
I
Absolutely.
got
Sure.
you. I got
And
you.
so they're not going to allow me
Yep.
Yeah.
to do anything crazy
Yeah.
on her.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that's going to segue us to the next
Lord
chapter.
Jesus. Okay.
Do your friends need to be friends with your significant other?
Do they need to be friends?
Do they
with
need
us?
to be friends with
No.
your
It
wife?
depends.
No. They can be cool and respect her, but no.
Oh, that was a firm
I
though,
love
too.
that answer.
That was
I
a
love that
firm
answer.
though.
No.
Okay. Okay.
It depends.
You know what? Okay, let
well,
me
go
take
ahead.
that back.
Go ahead, DeMarcus.
Okay.
DeMarcus, go ahead and say, you said it depends.
I mean,
Go ahead.
So man code, you know,
Right.
like
Don't
everybody
give too many
understand.
codes out there.
Right.
No, well, I got you.
Keep that.
I
keep
got
that in
you.
there.
If it's a understand, if that friend has proven to be solid and understands like the boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
then we should be good. Now this ain't no movie. Like I know we see a lot of crazy movies
Right,
where all that
right,
movies
right,
happen.
yeah.
Right.
And I knew where that firm note came from.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you
it-
can't be at
it's-
my house.
Yeah. But
By
you would know
yourself.
that. But a friend would know
But you know
that.
what? You know
A
what?
friend would
You're
know
right.
that.
Because I let me take that back. I have a friend who's my brother. Really,
Right.
like he's my older guy.
Right.
Brought me up,
Yeah.
and man, yeah, he could be home. Matter of fact, I mean, you know, he comes stay with me, whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
But that is, I don't know if you have that many friends.
No,
like
ain't that
No,
many
absolutely
now.
not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that
Ain't
may
that
be
many.
one
Yeah,
or
maybe,
two.
yeah. If you
You
have
might
more
be
than two, it's a
one
problem.
or one and a
You got more than
half.
two.
Yeah, one and a half.
You
But
can't have
I
more
got
than two in
one
that.
I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
do me a favor, man. Stay. I'll be
Hey,
back.
run to the house
Oh,
real
I'm,
quick,
I'm-
check in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Pick
Okay.
up the kids
Right,
for
right,
me,
right,
man. Do that.
My thing is this, I need all of my boys, all my brothers, all my homeboys, I need them to love my wife. I need them to love my wife enough. Like I said, to the point I was making about even choosing them as groomsmen, I need them to love my wife enough to want to see what's best for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's good because again, that way,
Yeah.
if you out there getting ready to do something,
Yeah.
they're not just thinking,
Right.
"Oh, let me just look out for
Exactly.
Greg."
Exactly.
No, no,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
I
Yeah.
love Leslie.
Right.
And you're
Right.
not
Yeah.
doing that.
And that's going to
Yeah.
hold
That's
me to
good.
a level
Yeah.
of accountability.
That's good.
Sure.
That's good.
You know,
Yeah,
That's
for
good.
sure.
And,
Yeah,
and that's
man.
my thing.
That's good.
Now, I don't need you going by. I don't need you going by the house every 5
That's
minutes.
right. That's right. Don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's what I said today.
You got
Yeah.
your own house.
No, I got one like that.
But it's like only one.
I got cameras
But
in the house
everybody
now.
else,
We will know.
I got
yeah.
cameras.
I
So,
will
okay,
know.
next question. Can a married man have
Oh,
a single
I
female friend?
know what it's going.
I'll wait.
A married man, single
Female.
female friend.
You know, okay, so I have one, but we grew up like brother and sister.
Right.
That's how
From-
I always thought.
No,
You started trouble.
we grew. I mean, we
No, I'm
literally grew up as brother and sister. She's older than me. Matter of fact, I was talking to her right before we
I think
started
this might be that's
the
debatable.
show.
Go ahead.
We grew up together, and we've continued. I've been there for them. Like I call them my sisters.
Come on, Doc.
Now, ooh, they gonna see this show.
Come on, Doc.
There's one in
come
that
on, man.
group.
Yeah.
No, I won't reveal that here.
No, you gotta keep going.
Stop.
This,
Keep going.
no.
Say less.
I say,
that. Quit while you're ahead, Doc.
I say that yes, you can, on that terms. Again, our parents were friends.
That's an OG in the game.
Our parents go back three generations.
Yeah.
So we're family,
Yeah.
and that line has never been.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Gotcha. DeMarcus?
My generation's a little different. That's a strong negative. That's a strong negative for our generation.
I like
As
how
much
you
as we
said
want
that.
to.
I like how you said
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's a strong
negative.
negative.
Strong
Now, you interpret that
negative.
how you want.
Yeah. However you want to interpret it.
Yeah.
But cause like when you look at culture today, you look at my generation, it on down. Them boundaries get entangled and entanglements and all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
and
I
it's
think
just-
social media plays such a big part in that because,
it's-
well, I say because you look at TikTok, all these Facebook, all you see are these scenarios where stuff like that happens. And
Oh,
all
yeah.
it takes is a seed to be planted.
Yeah.
But
But,
And-
but it's not even a seed. Like right now, culturally for us, you can like every culture has a different name, but it's like we call it a sneaky link.
Yeah.
was it?
A sneaky link.
Right.
Which ain't
Tell
no
him
but
what
a
a sneaky link is.
Ain't no but a side piece.
Oh,
Right? But it's every when I say this culture today it's more
Sneaky link.
it's more comfortable. Like it's like you gotta have one or two or five.
Really?
Yeah. Well, my homeboy used to say every car come with a spare tire.
Well, this culture you got 4 spare tires.
Hey, let me tell you, man.
Riding on one.
Email.
Yeah, definitely email
I'm
him.
just spit no, you asked me.
But that's part of that thing we were dealing with the neighborhood. You know, where we all come up together. Matter of fact, my sisters that I call them, they so close. When I was in the hospital back in 2016, and they cool my wife. I mean, they down. But I told my wife, I said, hey, I talked to my sister, and they better get me up out of here because in a minute, they getting ready to fly in, and they gonna be down here at this nurses station
Wow.
trying to find out about little bruh.
Wow.
Because I'm the only guy in the set.
Got you.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been like that. They've been my big sisters forever.
Got you.
Man,
You know, one, I'm mad because I didn't want to be little bruh, but
He just can't stop himself.
nah.
Can I stop?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Karen, put the air mattress in the backyard.
I had a tight knit homegirl before I got married, like
Yeah.
tight knit for years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked her down the aisle when she got married. I'm the godfather to her daughter, and it was like as soon as I got married, that just disappeared.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
okay, so I had the same, and I have a very close friend who is still single.
Right?
Okay. What I have learned is that it also comes down to your significant other.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that a married man can be friends with a single female and vice versa with boundaries, as long as it does not make your significant other uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like the
That's good.
minute
Yeah.
that there's a situation
Yeah.
that makes your significant other uncomfortable, that's when it's up to you to say, well, my loyalty and I have to honor my significant other.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I
Right.
got to fall back.
And how do
over
we
here.
fix? How
How
does
do we
she
s-
feel comfortable fixing this?
Yeah.
Is
But
that
gee,
where she needs to come and sit down and
realistically.
have the conversation with all three, or
Exactly.
where it needs to be a limited interaction, or
Exactly.
whatever that is? So that's a great point, because I think you do have to go back to that person, whatever.
It has to-
What's going to make her comfortable
Comfortable.
and
But
feel good?
fellas, like realistically, they always gonna be uncomfortable. Especially if now she got 4 toes and 2 teeth.
No, I disagree. I
Because
disagree.
My sister, I mean, you know, we're sister, call sister and brother, but this goes back family, and she knows they know the family dynamics.
Yeah, I think
They
I think
know
it's
how
situational,
close
because
that is.
to Greg's point,
Yeah.
I think if you have somebody that your significant other knows,
Yeah.
and they know that, and again, if it's somebody that you would go out to dinner with and your spouse would come with you,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you would say, yeah, come on by the house, and all of y'all there together,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's different. But if the only time you see her is just the two of y'all,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
at night,
Oh, yeah.
and you're going to the club or
yeah,
going to the movie,
yeah.
See,
well then
that's
wait a
when
minute,
you're
that's a
going
little,
too far.
you're
Now,
going
if
too
I came
far.
home with Neil Long and said, hey,
You got to always.
Yeah. I was getting ready to go there.
Look,
Stop yourself.
you cannot move in with one of us. Okay, we love you, but you can't move in. Okay.
that's a whole
Moving with
different
him.
story.
In the last few minutes of this conversation, let's get it away from Fauntleroy. We know the man codes and friendship. We talked about a lot.
Yes, sir.
If a friend violates one of the man codes, do they get a second chance? Do you give a friend, and if they get a second chance, do they get the same position that they were in
Oh,
before?
no.
Well, let's talk
No.
about it.
I would say that they outside the circle, and they have to earn their way back in. However, based upon, if in fact it's a thing that they have to leave my circle, it's going to be tough to get back in.
Gotcha.
No.
It makes sense.
I had a homie in college, and I would say this: it depends on what code you violate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a homeboy in college, and he violated a major code, and there wasn't no coming back from that.
Gotcha.
That was it.
That was
Yeah.
it. That
I got you.
that was
Okay.
dead.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can I talk about one of those codes real quick?
Real quick.
Hold on, which
when,
code?
when we were coming up, if I was dating somebody
You couldn't date
and I
after me.
broke up,
You couldn't date
you
after
couldn't
me.
date him.
Oh no, that's still a
that's
code.
still the
Yeah,
That's
you
still a
couldn't
code.
date him because if you, oh,
That's still a
Greg,
code.
no.
That's still a code.
That's
Absolutely.
still a code.
That's a valid
because
code.
now in my back of my mind, you was always trying.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's still a code.
Greg Kirkland.
Greg Kirkland,
Greg
do you want to give a different?
I'm just looking
Okay.
at the
In the
scenery.
key of E. I need to hear this.
But what about you with that question? Can you does a friend get a second chance, or does he?
I agree with the brothers. I agree that it all depends on exactly which code is broken. You know, I think that if it's a code that's not where it gets tricky is that, you know, they say forgive and forget, but the reality of it is you can forgive, but you never forget.
No.
That's right.
No.
And so if it's a situation where now every time I look at you,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reminded, I
Yeah.
gotta think about what you did. So
Yeah.
now I don't trust you.
Right.
It comes back to
Right.
trustworthy.
Right.
It comes back to, So
Right.
now I don't trust you because
Right.
I don't know where you are. I don't know
Right.
when you're going to strike again.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
And like you said, and I think it depends on, like you said, that which code it is.
Yeah.
And if it's a code that you understood.
Yeah.
But it should.
Yeah.
Was a, because
Yeah,
as
it should be
friends come,
understood.
you have to tell them.
You do.
But
kinda
especially if
gotta
they hadn't
educate.
been with you that long, you got to let them know, hey, this is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
but like
do
you
Yeah.
said, there are some given codes that we don't have to explain.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So okay.
Right.
Look, we could talk about this all day.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Yeah,
Look,
let's move on.
we ain't gonna
Oh,
do it.
no,
I
no,
saw
no,
how
no.
he
Let's
faded
move
from
on
that
now.
question, though.
We're gonna move on. Look, y'all don't go anywhere. We will be right back with That's Debatable. See you in just a few.
We see that you founded something, an organization called Black Girls in Cyber.
So I started these Facebook Live series called Black Girls in Cyber, and I would invite different African-American women who were working in different aspects of the field to come and share their stories, very similar to as I'm doing now, and what their journey was, and to just really create more industry awareness around what this looks like.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Talk to me about how having that musical ear, how does that enter the preaching moment with you, especially in the practice of hooping?
When I'm preaching, and because I'm more manuscript, I pay attention to cadence. There's a rhythm, there's a beat, and so I'm sensitive to that.
Welcome back to the conversation, and it's time for That's Debatable. On one of our recent shows, we talked about dating, and we got a lot of feedback about dating. We talked about interracial relationships, and from everything you could talk about dating, and it was all over the place. So we got requested to talk about it some more. DeMarcus Smith wasn't with us when we talked about it. John Stevens was filling in, so he's back. So we're going to continue our discussion on
fella.
dating. So
I heard y'all was wilding too.
So look, we talked about a whole lot. So and again, our idea is we want to help our men, our brothers, especially our young men when it comes to dating.
For sure.
How does a man know how fast to move when he's dating?
How does he know?
How fast to move? When you talk about taking it to the next level, and I don't mean just sexually. I mean, just in the progression
Oh,
of the
that's-
relationship. How do you what do you look for? How do you know when to, and even from a romantic standpoint, how does a guy know when to hold a hand or when to, what are some of the clues you look for?
You know what? So I mean, first of all, I've been out the game for a while, but I'm going to talk about when I was.
When he was in the game.
When I was in the game.
In the year of our Lord.
It's, it was.
It was AD, wasn't it?
1900.
I still got my card now.
Karen.
Now,
AARP.
just AARP.
Go ahead.
I think it should be an organic thing. My suggestion in helping our brothers, it should be organic. Don't force anything.
Never.
Because to me, the whole dating situation is an interview. It's a process of, now, if in fact you just want to go out, have fun with this young lady, okay, that's one thing. But if you're dating with maybe an interest of, let's see how far this can go, because this could be somebody who is brown sugar, which means that this could be longevity. So with that in mind, there's some things you should already have in your mind what you want in life. It should be organic.
Sure.
You're walking down the street with her, and all of a sudden there's a hand exchange.
Right.
It just happens.
Right.
And if they're uncomfortable with it, don't force it.
Right.
For sure.
When you go out to eat, you're looking to see how's this person deal with stuff in this environment.
Right.
The conversation should be sort of like an interview.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's talk. You know, how you feel about this? How's this? What do you do?
Yeah.
So it grows organically.
Absolutely.
And then you know how far it's going to go
Right.
from that.
Right.
That's good.
It comes down to letting the woman lead, from from a standpoint of again comfortability, as you said.
Yeah.
You know, I think that as brothers, as guys, we kind of know. First of all, the hard part about women is that they expect us to be mind readers. That's in a platonic relationship. That's in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. That's in a marriage.
Yeah.
Women often, let me insert that word. Women often expect us to be mind readers.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, it can make dating and knowing how aggressive we should be, it can make it a little interesting sometimes. But I think that women also have their way of letting us know when something is okay.
Yeah.
Story for me, I knew, not immediately, but when it came to the point where I was ready to ask Leslie out, I knew at that point that I was going to marry her.
Yeah.
I knew when the light bulb clicked,
Yeah.
and I really started to see Leslie for who she was. I knew immediately that that was the woman I was going to marry. So for that reason, now for 8 months, she turned me down.
For marriage or dating?
She turned me down for dating.
Wow.
For 8 months, she said no.
Wow.
I asked to go to dinner. I asked to do, for 8 months, she shut me down. But because I knew what it was going to be, there was an aggression in me that was not overpowering to where it made her uncomfortable.
For sure.
But there was a relentless side of me that
that's
let
what you
her
wanted,
know
for
that
sure.
I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to
Yes,
be
sir.
persistent.
And that you were serious.
And that I'm serious.
That's right.
This
That's-
ain't
that's
I'm
good.
not trying to just,
Give 'em the
that's right.
game, G.
Come
Give
on,
'em the
Doc, come on.
game.
And after a while, she came to her senses.
With the help of my advice.
No, your advice was after marriage and got us our first child. That's what kind of advice this man gave me. So no, don't follow his advice. It's shut down now. But and then when we did get to the point of dating, even in that, there were moments when I felt like, okay, she playing hard to get.
For sure.
But I learned her.
Yeah.
I learned her signs. I learned her signals. I learned her
Love
body
language.
Sure.
love language, body language, and for that, it never was to a point of making her uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's a good point. And I think that playing hard to get piece, guys have to understand that that's sometimes by design.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
Oh, yeah.
playing
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to get, it's either one of two things. There's no
She
interest,
really don't like
Yeah.
you.
I really don't
really
like
don't
you.
want you,
But you don't know.
or
I want to see.
I
wanna
want,
see
I want,
how-
I want to see
Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
work you willing to
If
put
you
in.
want
how
me,
much different you are.
Right.
How
Yeah.
much you
Come
gonna
get
put in
me.
to get me?
But
The
that's the
trick
thing I
is
was gonna
knowing
say.
which
Yeah.
is which.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Because you can get, because
Yeah.
if it's I want more effort from you,
Right.
and you don't know that, you'll give up too soon.
Yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
if you think,
Right.
oh, no means just push harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to know.
You got a restraining
order
gotta-
coming.
Tell the
You
day.
You know,
gotta feel
man,
it. It's a
in all
feeling.
honesty,
You're gonna be at the
man, when it came to my wife, I mean, I don't want to sound corny, but it's the real deal, man. I prayed.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew where I was in life.
I think that's
And
so
I-
important. You
I
gotta do
knew
that.
Yeah.
where that
That's good, Jeff.
at that point in my life, I needed a wife. I needed stability.
Sure.
Sure.
I didn't
Sure.
need a side piece or
Sure.
anything like that.
Sure.
I needed a wife, and I literally, I can remember my prayers. Lord, send me a wife.
Wow.
Hello.
I don't need a girlfriend. I need a wife.
Wow.
Yes,
but I
sir.
needed to come from you.
And I think Pastor DeMarcus is, and I've seen him how he works with our youth, because he deals with a lot of young people who are dating and all that. We have to make what you just said, that prayer life for dating and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. We have to make that cool.
Yeah, man.
The prayer
these
life
young
for,
folk, you know what I mean?
men in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
but you have to make that. It's
Yeah.
okay to kind of want somebody who, like,
Yeah.
for you to want a woman who might remind you of your mom
Yeah.
or your aunt or somebody
Yeah.
that's got that kind of
Gotta
class.
be
that,
And
you
be
know,
honest in
Gotta be
it.
specific.
Like I was
Yeah.
honest. I was like, Lord, look, you know me.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know
I don't
what I'm
need.
capable.
sure.
That's right.
And I don't want. I need this to come from you.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
show me a
wholeheartedly
sign.
agree with all of us. I think we all mutually understood, like my grandfather would tell me, you're gonna know when you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and it is no explanation
Yeah.
behind it. It's
Yeah.
just like something clicks.
Yeah.
So like even like what Greg went, like I knew I pursued Chad, but I didn't pursue her for 8 months. But when I first saw her, I was just like, whoo. But then it was just like something that that had me relentlessly, continuously like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And it was almost like you having to prove yourself different from everybody they dealt
Absolutely.
with, right?
Absolutely.
And so the moment that she finally gave me an opportunity, it was like, boom, all right, let's get it.
Sure.
I was with my wife 8 months, but by month 3, I was already shopping for the ring.
You know
Oh
it.
yeah.
I proposed that
Yeah.
November. We got
know it.
married that January. We
Yeah.
had to be in a relationship
Yeah.
for 5
Yeah.
years,
Yeah, you knew.
right?
Because if you're smart, the time when you're in that learning,
Yep.
I always say in that 8 months of Leslie turning me down, we also built a level of a friendship.
For sure.
Yeah.
There were times when
Yeah.
we would
Yeah.
talk and we would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we built a friendship. So in that time of her turning me down, I used it wisely. You know how in
Yeah,
school they say you use your time wisely?
Yeah.
So I used that time wisely to study her.
Yep.
Just in conversation. So like to give an example,
Listen
right?
to all the details.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
I prior to me marrying Leslie, I'm a man. So I was a bachelor. So I
Right.
would go home if I wanted to just take my clothes off, throw
Right.
them somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Right.
I don't want to make my bed, if I
Right.
just want to leave the
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
Yep.
it is what it is. I'm the only one got to see
Yep.
this. I'm gonna clean up if I think, but moving
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But what I noticed in our conversation for 8 months was that she always expressed how she was a neat freak. You know what I'm saying? She always
started
expressed how she
shifting
liked
you.
to think. So for me,
Yes, sir.
at home, I started picking up after myself.
Yeah, man.
I started making the bed before I left the house. I started doing certain things because I felt like I've got to prepare myself.
Yeah, for what's
as
coming
well.
in. There it is,
Because
right there,
when
man.
she does come to her senses,
Yeah,
You already ready.
I'm in that.
there it is,
Yes,
man.
sir. And it
Yeah.
it ultimately was like that. To get back to the question, if we talk to the younger generation, at the end of the day, as a young man, young woman, both of y'all got to understand what your intentions are,
Right.
because
Yeah.
that's where we miss a lot with the younger generation. And Candy, all the other stuff that we see, social media, celebrities, all that craziness, understanding that that's not realistic
Oh,
at all.
Wow.
hey.
Right?
Yeah.
So listening to this group of gentlemen who's been in the game, been there, done that, etc. Whatever your intentions are, from the jump, she say no, that's her intent. Hey, that's it.
And you know what? One other thing for advice-wise, don't think about what your folk gonna think about this person. Like, man, I wonder if my boy's gonna like her. Or I wonder if she gonna be the one that gets looked at when we go to this and that. Listen, if that's who floats your boat, if that's what makes you comfortable, hey man, look, go for it. Go for it. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's where that single female friend or that female friend that comes in, cause it was like, hey, listen, I think this is the one. You know what you think?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what your family thinks. Does it
Oh
matter?
no!
I'm
listen,
asking. Does it
I
not
would say
matter what
listen.
your family, if your family don't like the person you're bringing home.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
No, I'm asking. That's a
question.
question.
Oh,
That's a question.
no! I would take it in. I would take it into consideration because, man, woo! My mother, God bless her. Mother wit, she could tell you in 5 minutes.
That's it.
Look at here.
That's it. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
So you would break up with a girl if she didn't like
No,
you?
I would.
not
I
immediately.
would bring her around
Not
before I
immediately.
even start.
Maybe not immediately.
You got to see it.
From the
What do you mean before
start.
you start, but you don't. How you bring her around before you meet her? You can't.
No,
bring
no,
her
no.
around.
I'm talking about like if we just dating, and just we just hey, how you doing? Listen, I
Okay.
want you to meet my mom, and a conversation happens, and I can see in my mom's face, like, oh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work.
My Dukes only
And
hit me one time with
I never
that.
see. I'm different.
This
I
ain't gonna
disagree.
work.
I don't think.
Well, I learned the hard way
Yeah,
to listen
I
to
don't
it.
think I would like.
I learned the hard way.
I don't. Somebody else's opinion
Don't matter.
means nothing.
It don't
Don't
matter
matter
for
who it is.
everybody,
Don't
Nothing.
matter who it is.
It means nothing.
but when that person has proven
it means
their reliability,
I get that. but
man, I'm taking it, dog.
I'm relying on my own instincts.
Yeah.
It means nothing. I mean, I'm just it means it. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't hear you out, but it means.
My Dukes hit me with that one time.
Yeah, man.
She said, Marcus. I ain't gonna say my nickname. She said, Marcus.
Marcus.
I don't like that girl.
Yeah.
And being who I am,
Poo, I don't like her.
being who I am, we still gonna test the waters.
Yeah.
But all the stuff she starts saying, you start seeing like,
So what happened?
oh, I had to let that go.
Yeah.
Like I had to let it
prove
go. I'd be in
Because-
jail
because-
right now.
because- okay.
I wish I would have listened.
So yeah, yeah.
But she was only like that with one girl.
And when my wife met her,
Whole different story.
I called my boy and said,
When your wife met who? The girlfriend or your mom?
when my wife,
Met your
oh, you
mama.
so messy, oh, you so wrong. When
just asking the
my
question.
wife, before she was my wife, met my mother,
Yeah.
hey man, they jail, man.
Wait.
I called my boy. I said, hey man, hey yo, this might be something right here. My mother is in there talking to her, and they ain't stopped talking.
That's
This
how you
is
know.
crazy.
That's how you know. That's how you know.
I was like, oh, this is good right
And it
here.
ain't even gotta be
It's more
wifey. It's
Our
just like, hey,
relationship-
yeah.
I respect the input from somebody. I would respect the input. But if they didn't like them, they could say, and again, back, years and years ago before I got married, I dated somebody who my friends didn't care for her too much.
Yeah.
She was very standoffish.
Yeah.
My family couldn't. They were like, oh, well.
Hey, but you
Wow.
still dated her.
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely.
Did y'all
listen.
break up though?
Absolutely.
Right, that's
Y'all
what I was
hard
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. What was I
It
doing?
was it was because I said so. It wasn't because
Hey, I remember to this day, there was a big affair that my whole family was gonna be at. All my girl cousins, my aunts, uncles, everybody. And I was like, it's a big dress-up formal affair. I was like, oh God, this is gonna be something. I was over with talking to my boys.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I saw her in the midst of all my aunts and cousins. I told my boy, my wife,
Okay.
before she was my wife, I looked over and said, oh, I'm in trouble. I came back over, my cousin said, boy, look at here.
let
You
you
don't
know.
marry her, we gonna kill you.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
oh, she's brown sugar.
Wow.
Man, I ain't had no say so. When Chat met my grandfather,
That was
he
it.
started making threats to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump to something else. Let's help people out. Let's help them out. What are the best places to meet somebody? Where's the best place? Where's the best place to meet somebody?
Church, you know, you can meet nice girl.
Is it
there.
really? Is church? I don't know. Is church really the best place to meet? Is church really the best? Because with that, you got church folk in your business.
Let me tell you something. I would say, man, go to the places that you're interested in.
Well,
Where you
and oh Lord, no. Look here. Now, I'm talking about some decent places, okay?
yourself up.
Listen, I'm talking about some decent places.
Well, I mean,
I'm talking about some decent
everybody
places,
got
man.
interested in decent places.
Well, if you want to meet a female, I would say, like your interest, okay, cigar bar, you sports places. You know, you see somebody at a football game, it's like, okay, they must like football. Yeah. They there with their girls, you there with the boys. Okay, at least you like football.
That interests you. If you see a female there, then that might mean that she.
Where'd you meet Karen?
You know what? I met her.
That was a simple question.
We were friends. We were friends. She was a friend of a friend in my neighborhood, and we met.
All right.
And then we used to go to the same place to hang out, and I saw her there. I had tried to communicate with her early on.
The juke joint.
A juke joint. Yeah.
Okay.
But we met through a mutual friend and remained friends.
Gotcha. DeMarcus, where'd y'all meet?
And she was like a big sister, a little sister to me.
Gotcha. I first saw Chat, like I saw her singing at church.
Oh, okay.
That was the first time I saw her. But it was that like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then we had it was all of it. It was all of it. But then we actually had a mutual friend that I worked with at the time. And Chat was actually dating somebody. But the friend and the family, everybody ain't like the dude. So the friend used to take pictures and send them to Chat. It's like, man, we know this guy. And I had nothing to do with it. But it was like, we know this guy. He's solid.
Working on
your
your
head. And before I knew it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great.
I met Leslie in church. I was the worship leader, and she was on the praise team. Now, a funny story, quick. When we first met, the initial meeting that we had, that I wasn't thinking along those lines because we literally met right before the service that I had to lead. So I was focused. I was and so my homeboy, one of my best friends, who turned out to be the best man in our wedding, introduced me to Leslie, and I'm not gonna tell y'all how he did it, but he let me know how lovely she was. He showed me all. And so, but I wasn't thinking about that then. I was thinking about the Lord. I was ready to worship. But fast forward a couple of months later, we were both in church. She was on the stage, and there was a rehearsal going on, and I was upset because they couldn't get this part right. And I was waiting on my turn to get up there and go over my song, and they finally got it right, and she lit up like a Christmas tree.
Wow.
And when she lit up like a Christmas tree, I said, there's a God.
The Lord sent a sign.
So we got 2 churches and a juke joint. Wow.
No.
The color perfect.
No.
All right, let's talk about the best approach. Best approach.
I mean, you gotta have game. No, I'm
I'm telling you.
Be nice.
And nowadays, that's important.
It is.
How
nice.
you approach.
It is.
Because again,
it is.
It's a different thing when somebody introduces you to somebody where it's a little less pressure. But say you somewhere, say you're in a grocery store. And you see somebody.
Sure.
Now, you don't want to stalk them.
Right.
Stalk them up and down the aisle.
Be nice.
Yeah,
be nice.
What does that mean?
That means just be nice to a person.
Yeah.
You know what? Even if it's a compliment, no disrespect, but you are a very beautiful young lady. You're a very nice young lady.
Okay,
very
right
nice
there.
looking
Take
young
that
lady.
Point. Is that okay? Okay, is that okay to go up? You're in a grocery store, you see somebody the first time, you go up and say that. That's a great. No, I'm
not saying that it's not. That's not what I believe the approach is.
I'm just being nice. Listen, when my wife and I started dating, I was nice to her. Like we were friends. When we went out, she was always with her girlfriend. I would make sure they was cool.
Right.
I would make sure they was cool.
We talking about cold turkey.
But I was being nice.
How you do it?
But I was being nice. Like, hey, can I get you anything?
No.
Hey, y'all want to go out to eat?
I'm saying cold turkey, your approach. Again.
What do you do?
You in the grocery store, like you said, you just said you
Oh,
go up and
yeah,
ask
be
that question.
nice.
What would your approach be in the grocery
Go ahead.
store?
First off, I would meet him in the grocery store.
Well, you can't say.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm teasing.
Where would you meet him?
I think you kind of. I think it's every male has like this vibe, right? And honestly, it's just I think for all males, we realistically know what we should say versus what we shouldn't say.
Yeah.
And depending on like when you see her, what type of vibe she's giving off,
Right.
then you know how to approach it.
Yeah.
Right? That's a safe way of saying it, right? So,
Okay,
so
she in the grocery store picking out
she ain't
canned
she in the grocery
goods.
store.
She picking
ain't
out
got-
canned goods.
But if she got a bonnet on and flip flops, hey.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, but if
I
she,
see
you
I
know,
feel
so she's in the
Okay.
store and you see her, like usually me,
got
you know,
something
I'm
against
rolling
people with
down the
bonnets and
aisle.
flip-flops?
I'm gonna hit it with the, okay, aisle 3. Come back around. Okay, I see you again. I might bump a basket. Oh, excuse me. I might bump a basket. I might
Bump a basket.
You know, it just depends.
Wow.
You
Pull
get
up
your
to my
vibe.
bumper.
Bump
Pull
a
up my-
basket.
Pull up on
That's
me.
where we at?
Pull up on me.
That's where we at? We bumping baskets now?
It's the vibe.
That's
right?
that's
New
where we
York-
are.
New York Yellow
it's just
Cabs now.
it's the vibe. It's whatever she
I
gives
got
up.
you.
Because
I'm a
I'll tell you like
Publix
this.
bumper basket bumper.
Usually, I make eye contact first,
Okay.
right? Because off eye contact, you know if you connect, it's like that spark.
Oh yeah,
true.
oh
That's
yeah,
true.
oh yeah.
And then you
yeah.
immediately, because she gon' you hit it.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Then she hit you again.
Yeah.
Okay, she gave me the second look. It's time to go in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, great.
Yeah.
I think, in my
I'm
opinion,
gonna bump the baskets.
I'm not bumping no basket now. No.
That'll get you a restraining order.
I'm too big, guys. I'm too big. They shoot me. No. But I have always felt that women love good conversation.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
And so I have always learned that in the moment, there's always something that'll give you an opportunity to strike up a conversation. If she's in the aisle and she's looking at canned goods, and I'm in the aisle, obviously I'm looking at canned goods.
What you
know,
gonna
you
say?
what I'm saying?
What can
And
you
so,
look-
you know,
give it a game, G.
Let's hear it.
Give it a
Let's
game,
hear it.
G.
Let's
just
hear it.
I know
So,
it's yams.
what can I get for you? No, I'm just saying. No,
Oh God.
I like it.
are you
I
looking
like
at
it.
yams?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at yams. No, I'm just saying.
Oh
I'm just
God.
saying. Don't email
Oh,
me. That's it.
gosh.
But I'm just saying.
Oh,
there's,
man.
There's
That's
a
worse than
level of
bumping baskets.
conversation that you can strike up
For sure.
in the moment that would at least let them know.
So what
that
you
I'm-
fixing tonight? What's your ingredients?
There you
Hey, what
go.
we eating?
There you
What we-
go.
what we eating
Well,
tonight?
me and my husband gonna have.
I'm not going to include myself now, but it might be, you know, it's something that
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
All right, I got some. I have some. You know, I do the research for these shows. And
Okay,
get some
okay,
input.
okay.
All right.
the numbers.
How to approach women?
Who in
All right?
jail?
Approach when she looks comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Approach
Yeah.
when she looks comfortable.
Okay, I'll go for that.
If you noticed her looking at you or
Boom.
smiling at you,
That's the
There you
second
go.
look.
Gang.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I
okay.
take.
Yeah.
All right.
Bump baskets.
Here's an interesting one. Approach from the front or the side, never from the
behind.
back.
I agree. with
That sounds like you approaching a horse. Approach from the what? The front
You
or
know.
the side?
Keep going.
What is that?
And I agree with that.
I don't even know what that meant, and I'm glad I don't.
That's how you approach a horse.
Keep going.
Okay. Next, be confident.
For
Be
sure.
confident.
Oh yeah, without a
Okay.
doubt.
Now here's a good one. Don't hang around needlessly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now again,
Yeah, that's
she's
stalking
in that
right
aisle,
there. Yeah, that's
you
stalking.
just hanging around. You not, you know, you just.
Yeah, that's-
What if he nervous? He's sweating.
Don't hang around.
Don't hang
needlessly.
around needlessly. Yeah, it's stalking.
Okay, here's an interesting one.
You're going to get 2 numbers, 3
Yeah.
to 5.
3 911. And then
Or some probation at the end.
yes sir. Yes sir.
Don't overlook unfriendly girls.
All right, what's that mean?
Ho, ho,
Don't-
ho, ho.
Don't
I get it.
overlook.
Don't overlook unfriendly
I get it.
girls that are
She
necessarily.
might not give off the.
She
Oh,
might
yeah.
not give off a
perception
real
of Yeah, yeah.
friendly vibe, but
Okay,
don't
I take
overlook.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Don't overlook girls who are out with their friends. You know, sometimes guys, if they're out with
Oh,
their group,
hey,
they
hey.
say,
I
"Nah,
did that.
With that group, I'm not
I
gonna,
did
you know,
that.
Not gonna do that.
I did that. I did that. Almost cost me.
I used it in some game once. I saw it in a movie though.
Oh, it don't hit.
Yeah.
I know where you saw that.
No, you know
I know
what?
you saw that on-
That's
We
real
talked to
good
the
advice,
president.
man.
I
That's
saw
real
that.
good advice because I would not approach my wife right away because she was always with her friend, and I didn't want her friend to feel like, like
So you include them.
why you know.
Yeah. I get
So I didn't want to just split them up.
Understood.
Gotcha.
Hey,
All right.
get
Yeah,
you
ready?
dropping
Let's
game.
have good body language.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Have good-
yeah,
Match her energy.
Always.
yeah.
You got to match her energy.
No, I'd say that. Yeah, yeah.
Match her energy.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying it is because you can't necessarily say match her energy if you just a few points ago said if she might not be giving off friendly vibes.
That's why
so
you gotta
if she's not
bump
giving off friendly vibes, you can't match that.
Well, I'm
energy.
assuming.
Well,
if
don't
she
you
got-
give off
if
friendly
she's got good,
vibes.
if she's got good energy. All right, we got to move quickly. Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah. I
Okay.
agree.
Don't
Yeah.
take it too seriously.
Yeah,
Don't overthink it.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and then here's a couple other things. Have a reason. You said have a reason for approaching her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't just go up there.
Absolutely. You gotta have something to
you-
say.
she
Yeah.
in the canned good aisle. You go up there talking about the asparagus. Over
Are
in the
y'all getting
produce
rice?
aisle. Right. And don't rely on corny one-liners. You know those old things. You know.
Yeah.
That one. And know how to read her body language.
Yeah,
Okay.
without a doubt.
Look,
Yeah.
we keep running out of time with all this good
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. Look, we'll be
Bump
back
baskets.
next week for another good show.
Be
Thank
nice.
y'all so much for joining us for the conversation. Don't miss next week. We got more from you on behalf of my co-host, Greg Kirkland, DeMarcus Smith, the Jeffrey Fauntleroy. Thank you so much for joining us for the conversation right here on the Hope TV Network. We will see you next week. Take care.